Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today, I'm John with Crystal, and today we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who and autism as well, because it's going to be a really interesting talk. So, Crystal, thank you for joining me and coming on today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's going to be really nice to talk to you. I like bounce off a couple of things. So, would you mind just introducing yourself, just to start off with?
Sure. I'm Crystal. I'm one of the founding members of the Tardis family, which people are probably, have seen in the TikTok community. We are a group usually doing Doctor Who content based in kind of an alternate universe because most of our characters are what we called original characters. Though mine is more of an old character that has regenerated, and the regeneration has made them an original character.
Okay.
On TikTok, I'm known as Leo. So if you're free to call me Crystal or Leo, I will answer to either.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. Like, is that the only character you have then, Leo? Is there any others?
It is not my all right. Basically, Leo technically has multiple personalities, which have branched out into multiple different characters in the Doctor Who universe. There is Leo, the Lion, Zephyr, and the Ephemercore. And both of them are different aspects of the same character that she has accumulated throughout the stories we have created in our own little Doctor Who universe. But I've also done other cosplays, like I created an original character for Star Wars. I've done an original character, my own Disney princess. Kind of, I kind of take like the one character and try to slip her in different universes. Like, what would she be in this universe? What would she be in that universe? I only have two non-original characters, two canon characters, not Doctor Who related, that I've cosplayed. That's Max Mayfield from Stranger Things, which I've just started. So I'm still kind of building her. Not all my cosplay pieces are together yet. And then I do Commander Shepard from Mass Effect.
All right. So you do kind of a range of different things then.
Yeah, I'll get an interest and I'm like, oh, I want to do that for a little while. So it's kind of like the dog from Up, squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shiny.
Yeah. It sounds good fun. Like it it
It's
does.
my
Yeah.
form of stress relief, really. I do it to as my creative outlet.
Yeah. I probably have asked this question to other people part of the Tardis Fam. I forget there's I spoke to a few of you. But you will know, of course. I probably yeah, Tardis Fam.
Mm-hmm.
Was it influenced within the 13th Doctor's era called her crew the Tardis Fam?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that
Um,
question?
you know with like the 13th Doctor, um, more towards the first series and second, where she called her crew like companions, and that the TARDIS fam. Was that influence onto the name of it?
Yes. All right. So story time. Um, about 2 years ago on Saturday, there, Katie and I actually did a live stream. Katie and I, who does the 13th Doctor, who is a member of the TARDIS fam, she and I met on TikTok for the first time. And that's kind of how and she was doing the 13th Doctor. And that's how, from there, the whole snowball effect of doing online TikTok stories, having like little TikTok series started kind of with her and I there. And then we started bringing other people in. So as we started getting close knit with certain people, they became as much family as just people we have met on the internet. And so that started the TARDIS fam. So yes, in a way, because Katie plays 13 and we kind of found a community and a friendship and a love for one another through Doctor Who, it has been inspired by 13 and the TARDIS fam. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I always thought that.
Yeah, yes,
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. It was definitely inspired by 13 calling them fam. Because, at that point we were so close
yeah,
um
yeah,
to one another that we felt like family.
yeah,
In fact, so much so that they now call me Mama Leo because I
yeah,
am the mother of the group.
yeah,
And it's become an inside joke in some of our TikToks. Like a lot of the time, our TikToks aren't even for like everyone. They're kind of just for us because it has our inside jokes, but people still find them amusing.
yeah,
And if it makes them happy and we're spreading, cheer, like one of my favorite things to say is one smile a day.
yeah,
That's all it really takes. If you're making at least one person smile every day, then it's worth it.
yeah. It definitely is like smiling is something that helps with
Smiling
that.
is
So yeah,
infectious.
yeah,
If someone comes to you and they just keep smiling, either you're going to think they're really creepy, or you're going to
yeah,
start smiling too, and then
yeah,
that kind of just like lifts up your serotonin. You feel a tiny bit better. And sometimes just knowing that person sees you can make the difference in the entire world.
yeah, definitely. Um, so with the Tardis fam, how many people are part of it?
Oh, we're actually rather small. Oh goodness, I want to say there's 8 to 12 right now. I mean,
Okay.
we've had a few new ones come in recently, so unless I actually literally go on our little chat and count each one of them, I think there's about 8 to 12 of us right now.
Okay.
So we're not huge, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when
No,
you stay small and close knit, you can avoid, outside drama, and
it's better
you
that
can
way.
actually focus on, if someone's having a problem. But we're also to the point of just because we have a chat and an inner group where we talk, just because you're not part of that does not make you Tardis family. If you are a Whovian that makes TikToks or you don't even have to make TikToks. If you're just interested in our videos and you're a fan and you're not toxic and you're putting out positivity, you are Tardis fam. So, you don't need to be part of this specific chat to interact with us. Like, comment, share, duet our stuff, communicate with us. We will generally tend to communicate back with you. You'll
Yeah.
say thank you for that duet, or like I will always go to my comments and comment back if I can, because that's important.
Me too. Yeah. Like yeah, I think it's important. Yeah, unless it's a comment that is negative,
Yeah.
it's the only reason I wouldn't.
Yeah, if they're negative, and that's one of the things that the Tardis Fam is like with any negativity, we do not bow to bullies. We will stand up and fight against them, but we try to do it with the tools that are given to us.
Definitely.
We spread the message, hey, this person is bullying members of the Tardis family. This is the evidence that we have for it. Don't go out bashing them because that's the kind of negativity they're giving us. We're not that kind of people. Just report, block, share the information so other Houthis in the community can do the same.
Yeah.
We don't condone that kind of behavior. But we're very big on uplifting the LGBTQ community, trans rights, people of color, indigenous peoples. We support,
Yeah.
we are very, very big and just uplifting people and
Yeah.
their rights. And I started TikTok in a living room with my phone sitting on a book, no ring lights. I've come far since then, cosplaying. I had like maybe I still use this jacket too because it's like a signature jacket for Leo, but my Captain Marvel jacket,
Oh yeah.
and because I envision Leo being a huge geek. She's like very much backing up her family, but she's also a super huge geek.
Yeah.
Um, so I everyone starts somewhere. You don't have to be great at cosplaying. I am certainly not great at cosplaying. In fact, I will show you something.
Okay.
I crafted my very first prop for my Stranger Things cosplay with cardboard and printing out.
Oh, there you go.
As you can see, like there's tape everywhere.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's like the thing they did.
Right, but and it's not even Max Mayfield's version because I haven't found a picture of that yet. This is like Star-Lord's. But but the point is that you don't have to have a lot of money. You just have to have the courage to step up and do something that you find interesting. And people will gravitate that and be like, hey, let me help you out. Like there was a person who was a brand new Whovian who just started uh um cosplaying Doctor Who, and I noticed they didn't have a ring light, and I'm like, dude, give me your wish list, put that on your wish list. And I sent it to him. I'm like, there, that will help you.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes it's just the little things, you know, noticing that sometimes someone needs a smile, or someone needs to be say, I see you, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what the Tardis Fam really stands for, is that, you know, we see you. You don't have to be the best. You know, we will stand up for you and support you 100%. And even if you're not in our specific chat room, you are family regardless.
Yeah. I think that's really good, because like what you were saying about, well, everything you were saying, it's great, because like the LGPTQ community, and transgender, two communities in particular, that is getting more recognition at the moment. From if it's from Doctor Who, it'll be from
Right.
everyday life, because I think it's really important. Every community as well, but as many communities is a really good thing. Um, and I think it's brilliant. That, like with the Tardis fam, that you like to spread awareness of different things on top, as doing all the stuff you like to do.
Well, you know, I think a lot of that started with Katie and I when, you know, in the beginning, people can be very mean and hateful, and, you know, there's too much ugliness already in the world. You don't have to continue to spread that because that doesn't stop the cycle. Sometimes to stop the cycle is just to be kind. You
That's
know,
it.
sometimes the hard thing is to be kind.
Yeah, for most people,
Sometimes
yeah,
the hardest thing, because sometimes, like, there have been times where it's like, I just want to go out there and yell at this person because that was wrong, but I would then be in the wrong too.
yeah,
You know, sometimes the best way to fight the ugliness is to just double down on being kind, showing people that there's another way.
yeah. I think that is the thing, because like as we said before, like talking about autism, and Doctor Who, finding out that quite a lot of people in the Doctor Who community have autism or know of autism, it's great, because lots of different, like that's how me and Katie started to talk to straight away, because I saw a video that she shared on TikTok of spreading awareness of autism, and then I messaged her saying, I think, so that's great, like it's an awesome video. And then we had a on for the Easter episode. I did an Easter episode with her, releasing it at the same time Doctor Who was on as well. That time, and I thought it was great, because raising awareness of autism, like different communities, is awesome, because like they say, just be kind, smile, and then you should get that back. Not all the time, but when you do, you know that the person is being as good as you are, like sharing it back to you. What would you give to them?
In this world today, there's a lot of, you know, there is more awareness of autism and understanding of it. And more people are are more knowledgeable of it, with mental illness as well. And I'm finding that sometimes TikTok is a way, specifically TikTok is a way for people to be able to bring that out so it doesn't overwhelm them, whether it's through their cosplaying, their creativity, their love of music, their love of their fandoms, whether it be Doctor Who or Star Wars or what have you, and being able to find a community that is very loving, inclusive. And I found that, like, I have very, ooh, my light, very rarely found in the Doctor Who community specifically very many toxic gatekeeping Whovians. I have found it in the Doctor Who community that whether you're part of the TT Whovian community or the Who crew or the Tardis crew, all of which, by the way, are great groups on TikTok. If you happen to find any of them, you check out their hashtags. Each group has a hashtag. They are all amazing groups that are very inclusive, very kind, who are, they realize that cosplay is a love for this fandom. And it's hard to be a Whovian and have hate, because that's not what the Doctor is about, if you think about it.
He's not. She's not.
No, he, she, they, them, they are not, So sometimes when I hear things like people getting angry that 13 was female, and I'm like, this is a race that can practically be anything. And the entire message of this series from almost the very beginning is about change and acceptance.
Yeah.
And kindness and love, and the Doctor's love for humanity, a person's humanity, like his humanity. Here is an alien from another planet finding their humanity.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
So
The Doctor would not allow it.
no,
Which I used to comment in Doctor Who groups, on Facebook, for example. And at the beginning when I had TikTok, I used to do that. And I stopped, and I got hate on a few. Well, I don't get hate really anymore on TikTok, but I used to at the start. I think probably most people did. But like people saying you don't look like the Doctor. You're not wearing the right clothes. Like, I did one video which I transferred the Doctor meeting Spider-Man, and then a person in the comments say it's not canon. Yeah, I know, not supposed to be. And those sort of things like that. And I'm in, I think, a cosplay group, or people who do cosplays on TikTok as well. So I think it's better to be in those kind of groups that associate with people that you can put as much as you want in there. You're not going to get the hate that maybe other people in the Doctor Who community would possibly give you.
There is a friend of mine who's part of the Who crew, who is also a TikToker. She does a beautiful river song. Ria Faye, I believe she goes cosplay on TikTok.
I think so, yeah.
She put something out there recently, because she's been doing a Stranger Things cosplay as well with me. I'm part of that small group that has been doing some Stranger Things cosplay. And some people have been getting a little bit of hate, like, oh, you're too old, or you don't look like this character, or you, in my case, I look like that character in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's what we came to realize, and the message that was put out, is cosplay is not about looking like exactly like that character. It's about your love for that character, your spin on that character. You do not have to be the same weight. You do not need to be the same gender. You do not need to be the same skin color. You do not need to be, the same height, the same accent, none of that. You do not need to do that to cosplay that character. Your love for that character comes out in just you showing your love for that fandom.
That's it.
That's what cosplaying and cosplay community is about. It's not about the amount of money you spend, whether you're able to craft. I cannot craft or sew to save my life. All my
Me
pieces
too.
are bought. So don't throw, you do not have to worry about that. There are plenty of people out there who are willing to take you in and wrap their arms around you and say, I love you, I see you, your cosplay, what you're doing with that character is beautiful and brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't let the haters win.
Yeah.
When I get hate, I do things like when the person told me that, because I'm 45 years old.
Yeah.
When they told me I looked like Max Mayfield 10 years older, I'm like, you think I look 25?
Good compliment.
They didn't expect to give me a compliment.
No.
And they were like, yeah, but you don't look like Max Mayfield and you don't have braces. I'm like, I don't. Wow.
Yeah.
So don't tell anybody. People don't know. And so because I approach it not as a negative, they don't know how to approach that. It just takes the wind out of their sails, because
Yeah.
what I'm finding, a lot of people, when they're giving you negativity, it's not because they're genuinely bad people. It's probably because they're getting negativity in their life. And that old saying where bad attention is still attention.
Yeah.
So don't feed negativity with more negativity. Sometimes it's best just to say, hey, you okay?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. That's
Like,
normally
it
the
sounds
thing,
like,
isn't it?
yeah, it's like, it sounds like you're coming down on me, and like, yeah, granted, I don't like this character, but are you okay? Because it sounds like you're having a hard time. How can I help? And a lot of people don't think that, hey, maybe, there's a reason for their negativity.
Yeah.
Um, Not that I'm giving any bullies any excuse and
No.
any behaviors excuses. No way, shape, and form. There's just some groups that's just not okay. But sometimes taking a step back and going, did they really mean it that way? Or maybe they're having a rough time and I'm just not translating correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. And I did get a comment on a video that I shared. I put a little thing together when I made a video with when Chris Eccleston said take me to your leader, and then it went on to David Tennant and eventually said take me to your leader, and then in the caption I put when the doctor forgot he said take me to your leader, because really the doctor is one person. I know he has all these different people, but that the main or the cause of the video was just saying that the Ninth Doctor did say it before David Tennant did,
Mhm.
and then I know that finding out afterwards, well, one person said that the Fourth Doctor said it, and also the Fifth Doctor said it, so that was pretty awesome. And then I got a comment. It wasn't really a negative comment, but it was one saying but we don't include 9 lol, which I don't take offense to, but I wasn't happy. In my head, I wasn't happy about the comment, and then I responded why, and then the person responds, it's a joke, and I know how, like a thing that comes with autism is that sometimes you may not get a joke, and
Right.
I didn't get the joke.
Like, I understand that, because I have a couple of friends on the spectrum, like, they have a hard time with social cues, or don't get jokes. Some have a harder time with empathy, for example, and
Yeah,
so do not react emotionally how people may expect them to, and
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah,
um what I say to my partner who is on the spectrum is like, I don't care what you think about it. I think you're a superhero and these are your superpowers. So, I love you very much for who you are. I accept everything about you.
Yeah, yeah. That I think that's a good way to be because, like, I when I was younger, I couldn't really understand sarcasm, but now I'm much better with it. Like, not everyone is like me though. Like, because everyone, of course, everyone autism on the spectrum is different. Like, I know some people older than me that still don't get sarcasm. Um, but that's okay. Like, if you don't get it, that's good because no everyone does. Even though you may not get sarcasm, you still joke about things. That doesn't stop that
Right,
side of
right.
things. Like, you can't have a joke. That doesn't mean you can't have a joke with someone that maybe not get fully understand it. Um, but I think the person that was coming across is here, that like we do skip 9, because he wasn't there long enough, and we forget him. I think that's the fact he was coming across as the joke,
But with
but
but with that logic, people should skip 8 too.
yeah, yeah,
No. If with that logic, we should skip the War Doctor.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't exactly agree with that. I thought 9 was absolutely great. Um,
It
I
was.
was sad to see him go. Is he my favorite Doctor? No. Do I love him? Yeah. All right. People do ask me who my favorite Doctor is, and the problem I have is I have grown up
Hmm.
watching on PBS with my mom every Sunday. Um, Old school Doctor Who all the way up, even now into New Who. So each and every regeneration of the Doctor has been heartbreaking for me. Every single time. I have an easier time telling you who my favorite companion is than my favorite Doctor, because the Doctor is always the Doctor. And every time they change, it's still just another knife in your heart. So I love each and every one of them. I think 7-year-old me would tell you the Fifth Doctor is my absolute favorite because when I was 7, I had a crush on Peter Davison's Fifth
Mm.
Doctor. So, so I guess that would have been 7-year-old me's favorite Doctor. Right now, I can't pinpoint a favorite Doctor. Favorite companion, Donna Noble is my top favorite companion.
Yeah, I
Would
love Donna.
love Donna, so close to my heart. Um, then probably River Song. Um,
Yeah.
and I absolutely loved Bill.
Oh, Bill. Yeah.
Would have loved to see more. Um, but pandemic kind of screwed things over for a while, so
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know if that was the reason, but I would have loved to have seen more of that representation. But I think Donna Noble is my all-time favorite sassy redhead who took no crap from whether it was someone out in the universe or the Doctor,
yeah. I loved it, and
like reaching over,
yeah.
smacking upside the head. That I would love to see Donna Noble and Peter Capaldi's Doctor. See how they could you imagine that?
Oh, I've never thought about that.
Like
That would be
I'd be standing
hilarious.
in the corner going,
That would be funny.
I don't think anything would ever get done, but because they'd be bickering and quipping together all the
Yeah.
time. But I think, though, at the same time, I think Donna would have been a great companion for Peter Capaldi's Doctor
Yeah.
because of that spark and that sass. Because I think it would have taken him out of that initial broodiness.
Yeah.
Oi, Grandpa.
Mm. It's it's similar with 9 in some ways as well, like that Donna and 9. Um, um,
Right, right, right.
then you have Donna and Matt would be quite funny, I think, at times. Um, that that'd be good. And I was having a conversation earlier about 9, and if we didn't have 9, we wouldn't have 10, 11, 12, 13. So
That is very true.
he's the most grateful, possibly other than the first, who started it all off. He's another one you've got to be really grateful for, because if we didn't have No Who, we didn't have Russell T Davies, we were not probably. I don't know if he would have still had Doctor Who at this present moment in time. So it's really nice, and the thing I love about Chris Wilkerson that he did a little autism series as well. He- so he's done
Eccleston is
one thing.
actually a really great individual. He just happens to like his privacy, and I think a lot of fans don't understand that, because when you're an actor, it's expected that you should be more
Hmm.
um extroverted.
Yeah.
You know, I consider myself an ambivert. I am very closed off in the beginning until it might not seem that way, but it's like a lot of work to get into that. Like when that first few minutes, it was
Yeah.
like a little bit of a push of a conversation, and then I warmed up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is what it is to be an ambivert for me, that it takes me, like, once I get going,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
extroverted. But it's that push of getting me out of my shell, of wanting to
Yeah.
communicate. And a lot of people don't, when you're a celebrity or a public figure, they just expect you to be this extroverted personality, where in a lot of cases, for example, like Johnny Depp, Joe Quinn, Chris Eccleston, Gates McFadden from Star Trek, very, introverted people who like their privacy, realizes this is part of their jobs, but people respect that. They're people too. They're not a piece of meat. They're not your property, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's up to them. Like they it hasn't been. I don't think they would like when if they was younger, they wouldn't have planned to be as maybe popular they are now. Like it's not like
Right, right,
it's
right.
not a plan. Like you want to do really well. Like like that like people have their dreams. Like David Tennant, Peter Capaldi. That dream was to be in Doctor Who, and they've done it.
Yeah, they've done
And
it. They probably didn't
yeah,
expect it to,
no, like
go where it
they
did, but
yeah yeah like David Tennant, like for me, talking about my favourite Doctors, um, I David Tennant's always going to hold a place in my heart. I love Chris Eccleston. I appreciate him for like starting it all off, like for me to watch Doctor Who, because I kind of grew up watching from there. Um, because I was born 2001, so I wouldn't have been here for Classic Who. Um, so yeah, the reason I like David Tennant is I don't know. I sometimes relate to him in ways. Um, um, I I I I like him. I predominantly cosplay him. Um, more him. I do sometimes vary. I don't have my own characters as such, but the characters I like to cosplay is with David Tennant. 11th Doctor. I have done Ninth in the past. The Master. Um, and one I want to get into doing is the Dream Lord. That was in like an episode of Max because no
with
one.
Amy, with Amy and Rory were there,
Yeah,
and Amy
yeah,
was pregnant. Yeah, I remember that episode.
because I've seen no one do it, and I'll be the first. I, I, I did the same, which someone pointed out. You remember the Cube episode with Matt Smith?
Yes.
And right at the beginning, you had this guy saying about the internet, like right at the start of the episode.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it might have been 2020, but it was either 2020 or last year, where I got a piece of paper. I was writing everything that he had on his piece of paper, and then I had like a glitchy screen, on the TikTok filter, and then I did it, and then I did it. You keep going, and then I did that because I, I feel like you don't always have to do the main characters in Doctor Who. You can do these side. I've
Right,
done Dan Lewis as well before. It's not so simple. Just get a blue jacket. There you go.
right. Like, you can do the side characters, and you can even create, like, that's why I like doing my original characters, because then you're not constrained to an already written story.
Yeah.
You can have your own personal headcanon
Yeah.
for that story, and then you can create your own stories, and sometimes those stories can become so beautiful. So you take what, I guess you could say, standing on the shoulders of giants, you've taken what the creators have given you, like a roadmap,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of build on top of that, build this world. And not everybody, it's everybody's cup of tea, but it's somebody's, especially if they're doing these stories with you. And the Tardis Fam, we do, like, we have a role-playing Discord where we interact with each other and create stories. And sometimes those stories do make it to TikTok. And sometimes they don't. And it's just, kind of, and it's, for us, it's not a job. It's our stress relief. It's our way of, the world is such a crazy place right now. It's our way of letting all of that go and coming together and creating this beautiful world where, we can interact with each other as our characters. And
Yeah.
it's hilarious because it's like every character in that is like, no one wants to make Leo mad. I'm like, but I'm the nicest one in the entire group. Yeah, it's always the quiet ones.
Oh dear. But it is it's a like right way of escapism from like maybe your not TikTok life, or like not
Yes.
like like you can do things that you can't do in the garden, like without it, like have a bad day and then you do a video and then make you feel better.
Yeah. Granted,
Mm.
that has happened to me. I hadn't filmed in like 3 months with all the, because a lot of negative things had happened in the beginning of this year, which had a emotional impact on top of having to get ready to move. And I hadn't filmed for 3 months. So when everything was finally settled and we got the filming room all set up, that first day of filming was both exhausting, but it was so good to create again. It was at the same time like freeing, getting rid of all that stuff that was weighing me down. And I think anyone in any community, or and especially those with maybe autism and mental illnesses, and or just having a crappy day, can appreciate something to just help them release. Like, there are times, like, if I'm really really sad and I need to get those emotions out, I'll do a really emotional scene with my character on TikTok, and then afterwards I feel better. And sometimes we'll do the really silly stuff, and that makes you feel better. So it's been a great tool, I think,
Yeah, yeah.
more than just creating and trying to get views or follows. It's been a great tool for friendships, for dealing with emotions, and sometimes just with life.
That's it, because I never thought I'd be doing this. Like I never thought I'd be having a podcast and doing TikTok video as well, because that was all brought on because of COVID. I think both
Same. Big
both
same.
both like one the COVID, because me having Crohn's, which dampens my immune system quite a lot. Um, I have to be very careful, and I was isolating quite before, and then I created a podcast which took a bit of a work at the start, but then just you can just hop on there to talk to different people about different things. The majority of my talks vary, like within topics you can talk about so much, like the LGPTQ community, trans, so many different topics within autism, chronic illness, mental health,
Mhm.
and they're all very relevant to one another, and hobbies as well. I do like to speak about different hobbies. Um,
I just wish I had chosen a cheaper hobby.
yes.
Cosplay is so expensive.
Yeah, like
Like I can't even. But it did teach me a few new skills. Like I'm not the best at it, but I never wore makeup before TikTok.
okay.
And now I do, and I've learned how to do a little bit of eye makeup watching like other TikTokers and tutorials on YouTubes and things like that. So, sometimes, or cooking recipes, every now and then I'll find a good cooking recipe on TikTok. So sometimes you'll find some interesting things that like a learning aspect. And then of course everyone loves the cat videos.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
but but yeah, I wish I just had found, like I was saying, a
Yeah.
cheaper hobby.
Mm. Actually, what I did Easter, I dressed up as a pirate. I brought by pirate gear because of the Doctor episode was pirate themed,
Mhm.
and um, yeah, I got a comment on one of my videos, um, like one said, why are you not in your Doctor Who clothes? And I said, I didn't actually know what to say because what could I say?
Sometimes the thing is
Yeah,
sometimes you don't have to say anything.
no,
Sometimes the comment you don't have to comment back. Um, that's simply how it is. Sometimes people, toxic people. That I'm not saying that comment was toxic. They could have genuinely been curious as to this is different. Where's your Doctor Who clothes? Because texting can, sometimes you put your own mental tone on texts rather than what the person
yeah,
may have intended. Um, but sometimes when you do get those toxic posts, there's no point in putting the energy into it. Just be
yeah,
like, huh, okay, moving on. And,
yeah,
and I know that's not, I know saying that is easier than sometimes doing it. I mean, even I struggle on occasion. And if you ask any of the Tardis fam, I'm probably the cheeriest person they can probably mention in the entire group. Even I'm the kind of person where I will be there to back up any of them. They come to me with everything. But because I'm that person, it's in my nature of being a CNA. I've always been the caregiver. I
yeah,
find it difficult to bring my feelings or to them because I don't want to disrupt. They're already having a hard enough time. So it's been a learning process.
yeah,
And that's what I mean. It's a learning process to try to, move past that. And it's still a learning process for me to be like, hey guys, this is how I'm feeling today. It's not too great. And getting and relying on that support system that was accidentally created through TikTok. Lesbians, it was in no way shape like it was in no way like seriously. My first video was a duet with Katie going like this. Did I ever think that I'd be 40K in followers with a great group of friends during a pandemic? And, I never would have thought that I would be here sitting with you having a conversation about Doctor Who and autism and spreading awareness throughout the world potentially. you know I never thought that I'd get the chance to be a voice.
yeah. I think it's good because like lots of people involved around autism and
Mhm.
and Doctor Who, like it's good to have these conversations because not only that I like to do it and you like to do it, it helps with our
It
mental health I
bridges
think
that
as well.
gap. It
Yeah, it
bridges that
does.
gap.
Yeah, yeah, like you feel good like if you've had a bad day and like you have a conversation with someone, it makes you feel better because like especially during COVID times, because you're not seeing lots of people, and still COVID times.
Mhm.
At the minute where I am,
Yeah, and then
it,
everything that's coming with it, like, everything that's going on in Ukraine, what happened in
definitely,
Japan, the shooting in Denmark, um, everything that's happening over here in the States. That is why being positive, trying to put out that positivity is so important, because there's already so much negativity coming in at us through social media, news,
yeah,
our politicians, the world in general.
yeah.
So,
The thing is, with every community, there is a stigma with every single one. And there always will be, unless something,
always.
unless everyone in the whole wide world is gonna like it, because that's not how the world works, unfortunately. Like,
No, unfortunately. But that's
like,
okay.
yeah,
Sometimes it's the differences that can also draw you together too. And sometimes you'll learn something absolutely new and find out that you enjoy something. Like, I didn't know until about 4 years ago that I liked pineapple on pizza.
okay, yeah,
My friend brought it to me and was like, at least try it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I like pineapple by itself. I'm weird about my fruit. They're like, just try it. And I'm like, okay. Turns out it's my favorite pizza now.
Yeah,
So
that's a stigma in itself, because like you'll get like people say I love it, and then you get people I don't.
yeah. So it doesn't have to be your cup of tea to be respectful too. You can be
Oh,
kind to a person, even if you have difference of opinions, different likes. You
definitely,
know, you can
yeah,
be respectful. Um, so that's one of the things that I think I enjoy most about Doctor Who as a TV show, is that it was initially meant for children. So it probably was initially meant to teach some of those values.
yeah,
Um, and it has progressed. And I think somewhere along the line, people forget that. And every now and then in every fandom, you get like that one person where you're like, no, 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 no. But, you know, that's going to happen. That's the world we live in. We are all individuals. We all have our likes and dislikes. We're not exactly the same, and that is okay.
yeah. Because if we were the
Being
same, it'd
different,
be boring.
it would be so boring
Yeah,
and disturbing if you think about it.
yeah.
At that point, we've got Cybermen and Daleks walking around.
Yeah. You're gonna know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, were you gonna say that?
No, 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 no. I'm just saying, if we were the same, you would know what I was
Right,
gonna
right, right. Then
say.
there'd be no
Yeah.
conversation.
No, no, no.
And you can get a lot of good serotonin and those
Yeah,
feel good feelings just from having interesting conversations, about your fandoms, about a book you've read, about a music you've just listened to, about like one of my favorite things is my partner and I, Leif. He's also part of the Tardis Fam. Um, we met on through Katie on TikTok.
okay.
So um but they got me into Attack on Titan. And at first I was like, I don't know. They're like, I'll just at least watch the episode, and now I'm addicted. But it's that kind of thing where, you don't know unless you sit down and you have those conversations. You may not like it all. You could be like, no, I was right. This is not my cup of tea. And then the person would be like, at least there, you tried.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I think
Life is about give and take, not give, take.
I think like it's always hard to try new things. I think because we like to do the same thing, and that's something that comes with autism as well. Like people don't like trying new things, try new foods, um, like textures and stuff. But it's always
Like it's
nice
that
to,
comfort zone.
yeah, yeah, like a
Yeah.
comfort zone. Like for example, within the Tardis family, like some people may like to do a video over and over, like loads of times, and that's okay because you can do something as much as you want. There's no stopping you. Although you can always open at some point for trying new things. Like like we said, like not long ago, we said we didn't think we'd be sitting here talking about Doctor and Autism like
Right.
before, and like I never thought I would cosplay the Doctor. I thought I just could have watched the show. And yeah, I think it's really nice that that community is out there where people can do that. Um,
Yeah,
um,
it's one of the
nice.
things that I appreciate the most, not just in my own little group, but in the Whovian community in general. Whether in most times, at cons or on TikTok or on Facebook. So far, and I think I've been lucky, there have been very few trolls or bullies, and we don't stand that. We do not. We are at Tardis Family is absolutely 100% against bullying, toxicity. Um,
Yeah,
we do not we rise up against that. We're like, nope, no, not in our fandom.
you rise
Just
up.
no. Yeah, we don't. But we don't do it negatively, or at least we try not to. We don't like to put out that energy because first of all, it's exhausting.
It is.
It,
Yeah,
it, it it's exhausting. It's so much more easier just to put the word out and have everybody mass report and block. That's just a button press. So much easier that way than to
it
than just
is. It is. And
than to invest the energy into those feelings of anger. That's exhausting.
yeah, yeah. Because like, if someone asks you that, they say, "How many people you blocked?" Well, I've lost count, and it's not because you don't like them. It's because you get these trolls and you get these bots.
Yeah,
Like,
the bots are
yeah,
terrible
yeah,
lately.
yeah, yeah. You get all these different people. And like, for example, well, every time I released a podcast on Instagram, for example,
Mm-hmm.
um, I know 100% I will get personal comments the second I post it, and it will say promote on what's it page, promote on what's it page. Sometimes I get at least 4 or 5, and sometimes I don't bother deleting them because they don't stop, and I think that happens on everything. Um, and it's annoying, and so sometimes I block them. If I look at the profile, I will block them, and I've had to sometimes if, for example, on social media, if you get a message that's a bit weird, I will sometimes block them just to protect myself. I don't want to lose everything I've done within a few years, because it would be hard. Like if someone lost all their work they done on TikTok and had to start again, that would be very upsetting for a person.
Mm-hmm. Part of it is sometimes like I don't like to close off people that might find the fandom that I might be, filming that day um interesting. I don't want to block anybody off because they may have questions, they may have, who knows, they might have constructive criticism that I can find useful. So I don't turn off like my comments and things on my videos. I always leave them on.
Yeah, me too.
So which invites sometimes I don't get them often, thank goodness. I think maybe I've had like a total of 5 maybe trolls ever in the 2 years I've been on TikTok. Um, and I like to think of it this way sometimes is thank you for boosting my algorithm.
Yeah, it helps to.
Because you've watched my video and you just commented. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, it is good. Like, um,
Thank you for the free publicity.
yeah, it is. I think that's great when people do that because well, it's not good in a way, but it helps out.
Yeah, in a weird way, they're kind of helping you. And I can't help but kind of chuckle at that a little bit of,
Yeah,
okay, have
yeah.
that.
So sometimes some of my followers have the argument for me, so I thank them. You've just done a job.
Because if they're having the argument for you, it's not you.
No,
It's
it's
not you, and it's still boosting your algorithm. So
yeah, it's quite funny because like
that's terrible,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's true though.
yeah,
It's true.
yeah. It's quite funny because I got a message from someone, and they said, "Did you see the argument or conversation I had with on your video with someone?" I was like, "No, I didn't." And and then I read it. It's actually quite funny, because the argument was that this person was claiming that 100%. It was quite funny. He was claiming 100% Doctor Who 60th anniversary will only be on the 23rd of November until 2023. And then the person said, "Where's your source?" Which was the funniest part. It was like on the internet. He said.
On the internet.
And then I know for sure that Um, I have not seen a source that is definitely going to be on 23rd. I know there probably will be an episode on the 23rd, but surely with David Tennant and Catherine Tate come back, like announces a few different
Can't wait. You have no
theories.
idea how
Um,
excited I am about that.
it's going to be awesome, which I can't wait for that. Like,
And Neil Patrick Harris is supposedly in the episode.
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited about this episode.
What are your kind of opinions and theories? What could happen? Like, what after the Jodie's last episode?
Like, where do we think we're taking it with the
Yeah.
new the
Yeah,
oh
Yeah, like, do you think that David is gonna pop up straight away, or do you think we'll have to wait a bit
I
for that?
don't know. Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, they didn't do that with Jack when they brought Jack Harkness into with the 13 episode.
Hmm.
I think that's something that they're teasing us with now and going to make us watch a significant amount
Yeah.
of the episodes in order to see them. I'm really excited for this new doctor, the actor. I've never heard of them before.
Yeah.
I cannot pronounce the name, so I'm not going to try. Um, I didn't. I did not. I've seen a few clips of the TV show that they were a part of, and they were really, really fantastic in that. So I'm expecting to see a little bit of sass and quirkiness.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong. They could go totally the serious type, and that would be like, wow, you're versatile.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
That would be interesting too. So I'm really interested in seeing where they're going to go. I'm trying not to formulate any opinions beforehand. I mean, I was that way with Matt Smith. Like when I first saw them bring in Matt Smith, I was like, I don't know. And then he grew on me and grew on me and grew on me to by the end of his time, I was sobbing like a baby.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to reserve any, opinion or judgment or try to think too hard on more than because now we have a Russell back,
Yeah.
and I'm really interested in seeing where they're going to go with all these interesting story choices they made in the last few seasons, which still have me going, I don't understand.
Hmm.
Um, um,
Yeah.
Continuity's a little bit off, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I would like to, I think what I would like to see more is I don't want it to be erased. I
Hmm.
don't want it to be erased from the Whovian universe because that erases Jodie, and I did love Jodie.
Yeah.
Um, and I loved Ruth as the refugee doctor, or the not the refugee,
Fugitive.
yeah, fugitive. Where's it going with refugee? Anyway, where I was going, like where it popped in my head. But I loved that whole pipe in the flux with that,
Yeah.
like with like the memories of Ruth. I loved that so much. So I'm hoping that they don't just toss it out like it never happened. I would like to see some sort of, was it a manipulation? Was it true? What,
That would
I
be
would like
good.
to, I would like to have it not forgotten. I don't want it pushed in a closet like that's the skeletons in our closet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's so much we haven't known. Like, this is,
Right. Like a
hence
lot
why
of
this could have been an hour and a half episode, because lots needs to be resolved, or a lot we need to know.
yes. There I don't want, because people have hated on the writing, on the story. Even I a little bit was like, I don't know about this. I don't know how I feel about this. Jody group, you're doing a great job acting through this. I don't know where the writers are going. Um,
Yeah, it's very confusing.
so yeah, but the thing is, I don't think it should just be like history forgotten.
Hmm.
No, it happened. It's in the story now. Where are we going to take this?
Yeah,
Make something good out of it. It's like taking leftovers and making something amazing out of it out of the refrigerator, like bixamel, which is a wonderful Danish dish where they take like the leftover Christmas roast and potatoes and things and mix it all together, put a fried egg on top, and just mwah, chef kiss. Um, so that's what I kind of want to see. I do want him to get his own story arc,
yeah.
but I do want some questions kind of resolved too.
I do too, because like the only problem I have is if they put, like we saw in the trailer that you've got like some classic companions coming back, but what I want is I just, yeah, put these characters in there, but don't let them be side characters, because like, although that's something to worry about, we have all this information that we want to know. Like, you've got who the future of Doctor is. We don't really know her yet. Um,
Mhm.
that's one, and then we got What's on the Watch, which we spent all the whole of the last series wanting to know. They get
And
shut down.
I might get a little hate for this, but stop giving the Doctor romantic interests, at least for a little while.
Yeah,
The family interest arc, like with Rory and Amy, that was great. Before the whole thing between 13 and I'm spacing.
Yaz.
Yes. That whole family dynamic. Mwah, absolutely love it. The relationship between Donna and Ten, love it. The Doctor needs a friend right now, not a bed buddy.
Yeah. This is why. Um, well, I do kind of like with Rose and David. That was different because they had the longer connection. They were together longer.
Mhm,
It seems very rushed with Yaz and 13, because all of a
mhm,
sudden, like within a few episodes, they're madly in love. So,
mhm. Not only that, River just happened a few seasons ago.
yeah,
Yes, you might be a couple hundred years older, but your wife is still freshly dead for you.
yeah, yeah. She can always go back.
I take offense.
Yeah, yeah, because it was quite funny though in the Easter episode where the Doctor was saying, "I'm married."
Oh, right. Confession. I haven't seen the Easter
Oh,
episode yet. I have to
have
go and
you?
watch it because it was during everything that was going
Oh
on.
yeah,
So
oh yeah.
I
Like when you're
that's
moving.
actually the next thing to
Yeah.
binge watch. So
Hmm.
yes, that is probably something I will probably go and watch later, either probably this weekend actually. It's on my
Yeah.
list. I
Yeah.
think it's actually the next thing. Literally, I have a list.
You
The
have to
next
let me
one
know
on my
what you think.
list.
You have to let me know
I
what you think.
will.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I won't
So
say any more on that episode.
but no, I love that.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't mind spoilers, but
Yeah.
that was actually, I can't wait. Now I'm excited.
Yeah.
That actually made me
Yeah.
excited to see that
Yeah.
episode,
Well,
because part of me was, because I know it's getting close to the end of Jody's season, so I wasn't all that excited to see it because I'm not excited to see Jody go yet.
yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I was not absolutely thrilled with a lot of the writing, but I loved Jody as the Doctor.
Yeah, her and the Russell were great.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so.
I would like to see her in the 60th, some like in some
Yeah,
way.
I'm sure Jody would probably come back
Yeah, like it'd just be a
or
bit
come in for that.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Because she not it wasn't long ago till she gave birth to her to the baby.
Yeah.
Which is really kept quiet. I think it's good though because it's privacy and
Hmm.
like we said before, they still have their own personal lives. Like
Their own personal lives. It should be respected. They're not our property. We
yeah,
do not own them.
yeah, it's up to them if they want to tell people. Like most of the
Right.
doctors you'll find don't have social media. Um, like Instagram, for example, the new doctor, is Shooty Gatwa. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't.
um,
I'll work on that. I'll work on that.
just like don't include the N. It's like silent. um, but he has Instagram and like
Is it Naguti Gatwa?
shoot. Pretend there's an S. So Shooty.
Shooty.
Yeah, Shooty. Yeah,
Shooty.
yeah,
Shooty
Shooty.
Gatwa.
Shooty Gatwa.
Shooty Gatwa.
Or you
Okay.
just call Merrick if you want. Either from
I'll
sex
call him the
education.
doctor. You
Yeah,
are the doctor.
you call him the doctor.
Doctor.
When I found out he was it, because of course I got sex education, and I literally said I made a video saying Eric, because it just gives me that vibes. And what you said about him being more of a darker doctor, I would love that because
I would like
in
to see that a little bit, but I think
yeah,
a quirky darker could
yeah,
be fun too,
yeah,
with like
yeah,
the dark humor.
yeah, quirky darker would be lovely because in
Yeah.
sex education you can see his more serious moments and his funny moments, and like they don't have to take that into Doctor Who if they don't want to, but it would be, I suppose, a missed opportunity if they didn't expand on what the great work is already done. Um, but what, like, it's been about companions before. What I want to happen is because I don't know, I don't think we could get the 14th series. There's a part of my autism, and I spoke to another person who has autism too, and he actually pointed this out to me. Um, it's great that the 13th Doctor's got a 13th series, the 13th series of Doctor Who, and the 14th Doctor's could get the 14th series of Doctor Who, which is great,
Yeah.
and which would kind of make sense if they did all the 60th anniversary celebration throughout next year till November time, and then
Mm-hmm.
even the whole year if they wanted to, and then give the 14th Doctor the series the year after. But in regards to the companions, what I would like a few episodes, him just on his own, just realizing who he is.
Yep. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Like, don't give him companions right away.
Yeah, it's always happened. Every really
Yeah.
like it's not a bad thing. Like like Rose, the very first episode, I knew he was great
Right.
because we did see the Doctor for a little bit in towards the
Mhm.
episode, and it would be nice to reverse that and make the Doctor just realize who he is the whole entire episode, and then possibly find that companion while on his travels, like somehow not just like a person plunk up there. um, but yeah, I would like that just for him to find out who he is.
Yeah, I think I would, because to get that little bit of time, because each doctor, each generation is different. You're getting your memories back, you're forming, new personality. It's a new personality each and every time. You are discovering this new person that has all of these memories. So it's got to be difficult if you think about it.
Yeah, it is, and I would, yeah, that would be great. Um,
If you kind of think about it like this, is that Gallifreyans have the ultimate form of autism.
yeah, yeah, because I thought like I've discussed this like because does come off of the Doctor. Can be different kind of or incarnations, but they express like a very private kind of way they do
Mhm.
things and explain things, and like for example, um, Jodie Whittaker, for example, she's very closed off to maybe telling Yaz or stuff what's going on
Mhm.
because in the Doctor's mind it's like I just want them to be safe. I don't want to tell them, bad
Mhm.
things because they just get worried about it. And like going back to David Tennant, it's the same. Like the episode, they get on the fireplace. At the end, when Rose asked him, "Are you alright?" and he said, "Of course he's alright. I'm always alright." And he's not, but he can't. He doesn't know who to speak to because a companion isn't a Time Lord, and always all the Time Lord race is gone at that point, and he doesn't know what to do. So yeah, I do think the Doctor has quite a lot of autism traits, which is very recognisable.
I do hope that with the new season they do give him a companion that's a spitfire like Amy and Donna was. The kind of companion that doesn't just look at the doctor and just do what the doctor says and follow them around. The kind of companion that will literally smack the doctor upside his head when he's being stupid. Like, really? Seriously?
Yeah, it would be nice. It would also be nice, like because we're always used to like like if it's a girl that they'll normally it'd be nice to vary it like with gender wise and like I think two is kind of enough with companions like just or just one. I think one's enough because
Yeah,
more than one you kind of explore quite a lot of stories which not always explored.
I mean, in old school Doctor Who, there was plenty of times where the Doctor had more than one
Yeah,
companion. Like, there was one time where there was like, God, I think Nyssa, Tegan, Adric, some
yeah,
red-haired dude whose name's escaping me because it's been so long. I think they were all in the same episode, maybe.
yeah,
It's been a long time. I should go back and rewatch old school Who. But there's plenty of times where he's had like 2 or 3 companions with him at times.
yeah,
So that's actually kind of canon for Doctor Who.
yeah.
But it does in some ways it is a lot easier with just the one companion because then you're not being pulled into multiple different stories all at one time.
Mm,
Like there's all right, I'm guilty of this. There's been times where I've watched Doctor Who and there's so many different side characters in the same episode or series of episodes. Um where I'll get bored with one story and I'll fast forward through it to get to the like a soap opera. It's like, dude, I don't care. I want to see what's happening to these characters.
yeah, yeah. That's it.
and
And
and if one story and if one part of your story is losing the attention because you have so many, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. It's just yeah. It is easier, but for the example of the Tardis fam, for example, not your Tardis fam, the Doctor Who fans.
The TARDIS, Doctor,
Um,
the canon TARDIS
yeah,
fam.
yeah. Like the stories weren't explored. Like you got Ryan that
Ryan
like
and Grant.
like for example, you would forget Ryan quite easily. Not because he's a bad character,
Loved Ryan. I
because
loved Ryan
but
so much.
because of his it wasn't explored enough. I don't think Ryan because he has a dyspraxia storyline which wasn't explored enough either.
Yeah, I would have loved that. I want to see a Ryan and Grant spinoff.
Yeah,
I would watch that kind of like Torchwood-esque
yeah.
Ryan and Grant spinoff.
Graham and Ryan would be
Oh,
lovely.
Graham.
Yeah,
Sorry, Graham. Why
yeah.
am I saying
Uh,
Grant? I don't know. But Graham, yes. But you knew who I was talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I knew you were talking about.
But Graham, yes. Ryan and Graham. Because they went off, having their own little adventures.
Yeah,
It would be awesome if they like met up with Jack and started doing like Torchwood stuff again. Make Torchwood like more lighthearted, like it was in the beginning before it became really dark.
yeah, because
Like when
everyone got
Children of
carted off,
Earth,
didn't
when Children of Earth came around, holy crow! Like, oh my
they?
god.
Yeah, that was yeah. The thing is, I watched Torchwood like during the pandemic, so I never watched it before. Like I grew up watching Sarah Jane Adventures, and
Nice. I watched that too.
along with Doctor Who, and I never did watch Torchwood. Um,
I don't think that high school one got off the ground, did it?
no,
I like
like
watched a few
Class.
out. Yeah,
Class
Class.
was
I think I watched like a few episodes or maybe the first season.
Peter Capaldi was in it for a glimpse, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that great. I don't think.
Yeah, that was kind of sad. I was having high hopes for that.
Yeah, like, but I think Russell said he wants to bring in some more sort of side shows for Doctor Who, because it's good, because it's not like you see the Disney Plus kind of stuff, but like it won't be on Disney Plus because they're not American based Doctor Who. Like I would love a crossover with Spider-Man and Doctor Who. That'd be great, or something. Marvel and Doctor Who would be great, but
I
um,
would like to see that the whole Mysterio thing come back in Doctor Who.
Mysterio was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Like, yeah, you had the Superman kind of
Hmm.
episode, um, and like y- like another reference in that episode, like the 12th Doctor could fit, like when he was on the chimney, he could fit a big thing in his pocket, and like David Tennant could do that too, or, in that episode he was in, and so there's also just little things that you can notice here if you look back. They've said that before, and they've done
Hmm.
that before, and they're bringing it on in a future incarnation of the Doctor.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun to see it. Um, but in regards to the Tardis Fam, your Tardis Fam, um, um, so how do like people get added to this like to the community as such?
Well, it's not all right. So we don't go out like scouting looking for people. It's more of a, we start interacting with someone. And if they kind of feel like they click, we have a conversation of, hey, I think this is a cool person. What do you think about, bringing them in for a little while, see how they fit with the group? Because, we are not just, a community or a club. We are kind of like a support group for one another, when we're having bad days. So we have to be really careful with the kind of things we want to share.
Yeah,
So everyone has to feel comfortable with, the people we're sharing those feelings with. So that is why we're not like totally open doors with it. Because when we started, we were just, two, three people, and we just kind of slowly brought other people in that just happened to be in our friend group. And it's more of a, when we're down and out or something in our private lives is really, really bad, we can go to the other. So we literally are a legitimate family. Like
yeah.
we have plans in the future once this pandemic is like really, really gone to literally have a Tardis family Christmas one day. All of us get together
Well, that'd be good.
and yeah, and so it's not like we have like a like a list of a waiting list of people. That is why we say that, it's more to the point. Sometimes someone just feels right and we bring them in, kind of thing. Because of, we do have people with autism where transitioning is hard,
Yeah,
where, accepting new people is hard because it can be triggering. Um, Trust is, when want to speak freely and being open and, so it's always like a trial basis at first with new people,
yeah,
just to make sure that, hey, what's said here stays here, and this is a safe space for all of us. um that is why, though, that we are very big in interacting with the community, though,
yeah,
because like I said, you may not be part of this chat group, and we're not a very big chat group, but the community itself, you are Tardis Fam. So if you want to put Tardis Fam in your tag, you are Tardis Fam. But you have to go by our principles, and that's, don't be a jerk. Be kind.
yeah.
You know?
I think it's great, like everything. So, um, but yeah, it's good. Like the TARDIS Fam. Like I feel like I'm part of it because I speak to you.
Well, you
Oh,
are. You are like for example, there is I have to say I'm super proud of this one Whovian slash TikToker, Michael Carr, I'm naming him by name,
yeah,
who has struggled with TikTok for a while, how it can affect them emotionally and such for a long, long time. And though they are not part of the physical chat group, they know that they can come to us and talk to us and get advice. And that's the kind of things we open ourselves up to the community. You
yeah,
know,
definitely.
like we are not out of your reach.
Yeah,
You can still talk to us. Um, and he has been doing amazing work on TikTok, has stuck with it, and I can't help to say like I am so proud of him.
mm,
That's the kind of this is why I do what I do. This is the I'm so proud, and I know that he struggles too. You
yeah,
know, so I am so incredibly proud of how far he has come since we had first met.
yeah. Like me and Michael do talk sometimes. Because he's come to me and said stuff that like ha- ha- like you say, he's been having a tough time with TikTok. And it can be very tough and like
It can be, it can be hard dealing with the
yeah,
public opinion, because there are a lot of not nice people out there who will see you as an easy target, and I won't, I'm sorry, point them in my direction, and I will have a little conversation with this individual and send them on their way. No. No. uh Again, this is why they call me Mama Leo. I
yeah,
protect I protect the fam. um I'm the eldest one in the group, um and I protect them, and I tell them when they're being dumb. It's like being kind of a little bit, self-centered right now, or I don't think you meant to say that.
yeah,
Sometimes they need tough love. Sometimes I need tough love, and they're there for me too. And Michael Carr isn't part of the chat, but he is part of the family, and the same with you. So that is what I mean by any non-toxic Whovian out there
yeah,
who stands up against bullies, who stands up for the right of humans, every right for humans, no matter who you are, then you're a Tardis fam in my book. That's
yeah,
how I feel about it. So if you want to put Tardis fam in your hashtag, you want to be part of a Tardis fam chain, go right ahead. We're not going to tell you no. We will compliment you. We will comment. You want to duet us? We will not just, yeah. We're honored.
yeah.
We're not, if you do things like that, it's not like we're big celebrities. No. You just honored us with your time. you know that's how
But
I feel.
yeah, when someone doesn't do that, it's nice, nothing, isn't it? Like, oh, what?
Yeah, like whatever, but when
Yeah,
someone does, it's like, oh my god, someone likes me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what it's like. It's like and I'll comment, I like great, like some, there was this, like, I do not follow back children.
yeah,
That is one of my things, out of their protection, out of the protection of myself. um so but I do not keep them from duetting me,
mm,
because I feel if they see positive role models, that can help them. So what if they do, and I did have a few children um have duetted me in the past, I have commented on them, great job, you
mm.
know keep at it, that they need to know that they are seen, that they are appreciated, that they are don't that keep doing what interests you.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't like. Yeah, I think like the thing with TikTok, it's different because like for example on lives and stuff like if people report you, that's quite hard. The reason I don't go live is because you don't know who's following you.
I haven't I haven't done a live yet because again, it's that ambivert part of me. It's hard to get. I've done a Katie lived and added me into it as her guest. Um so that was kind of my first-ish taste with it and it went pretty well, I thought.
Yeah,
Um but maybe one day I'll live. It's just getting that courage. And like I said, I may come off as confident, but I even struggle with that little bit of courage, that little bit of push that it takes to do something.
it's
So we've all been there. We've all
yeah,
done
yeah. Because I was always shy about meeting new people, talking to new people, talking about myself. Now people talk to me, and it's very hard to open up yourself to different people. Um,
But I have to admit though, it can also be very fulfilling because had I not, I would not have met Katie. I would not have met my fiance. I call him my TikTok husband because he's 21 who plays my character's husband on TikTok. He and I are like the best of friends. We do not go like maybe a couple of weeks we can go without actually physically, calling each other to talk with one another. So it's been a great experience. I will say that much.
yeah, yeah. It's good that as well like you found on TikTok because and autism as well. So it's really relatable and like autism and Doctor Who, of course.
Hmm.
And maybe
Well,
not just Doctor Who, lots of
it's
different
very
things.
related. Like,
Yeah,
there are plenty of individuals who have autism and plenty of Whovians who have autism. Um, and the thing is, people see autism as a disability, and I don't see it that way because
too.
look at how many like artists who have autism, musicians who have autism, um, even screenwriters who have autism, or chess players. It's just a different way of seeing the world. And that's when when I've told Leif, I'm like, you're my superhero because you see things that I don't see sometimes. And
Yeah.
that opens my eyes to a whole different world, of viewing things. And I can see outside of the box that society sometimes can create for you.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree, and it's really accepting as well. Um, and I actually got another thing is that with beforehand we split about Stranger Things as well because we kind of related it within parts of it and Doctor Who as well. But one thing I didn't say is with the character Robin in there comes across as kind of we know in the show um I think it's isn't it 1986 that kind of
It's
time period.
the last season happened in 1986.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, 1986. So it back then like
Mental health, autism,
yeah,
that wasn't people didn't talk about it.
no,
A lot of times, if you had issues, it was just mental institutions and things like that. I mean,
yeah,
there was like with the character Robin, she had like a little bit of her quirks and things. So I think she might have
yeah, she comes
may have
across
been,
yeah,
it comes across as potentially being on the spectrum.
yeah,
So and back in the 80s, there wasn't really a health system for that, not a strong one anyway. There wasn't a lot of knowledge, a lot of research. Um, Sometimes, like kids with ADHD, for example, was just placed on one generic form of medication. Maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. Sometimes it made them just really sick. So it was like, it wasn't exactly as easy as it can be now to talk about it, to be open about it,
Yeah,
to um even like in, to be a person of color in the 1980s. Yes, it was more accepted back then, but it's still not easy.
yeah,
It wasn't easy to be gay in the 80s, not at all. Not at all. Um, so in a way, they're picking on all these things, or picking up on all these things that in the 80s were as much. It's kind of a way of showing how we as a society right now are going a little backwards, because
yeah,
these were issues in the 80s, back when I was a kid.
yeah. Because like, yeah, because with it all being set in 1980s, that she wouldn't be having autism. Like she don't have autism, but you wouldn't get a really a diagnosis really.
Mhm.
Um, and like she has social cues Robin has, so it does.
Mhm.
Like she
Yeah.
like if you're diagnosed now, like 2022 we're in, yeah, she, it may take a while. Like so sometimes it does. Like everyone's different with diagnoses anyway. Now it can
Mhm.
be horrendous for some people.
And,
Um,
and we didn't have the medical technologies in the 80s that we do now.
no, so she'd probably be classed as weird, strange, but probably
Hmm.
like how people do feel with autism sometimes now. Like oh, I can't do that. Um, and then you could, and but on the other hand, she'll be good at what she does. Like she'll be good at really one thing and maybe struggle with other things. Like
Mhm.
with talking, maybe like
Mhm.
opening up to people that it's been really hard for her to do. I think like um a girl in there that she really wanted to talk to, and we know Steve kind of likes to try and get her to do that, and it's hard for her to do that. And yeah, and because it is hard to open up, open up, and but yeah, so yeah, I only thought about that yeah, like yesterday actually. It kind of come across in my mind.
I think it's one of the reasons why I cosplay Max, for example, because I relate in some ways a lot to how she grew up, and some ways the life that she lived, but recently the pain that she had gone through. And much like her, I tend to take those feelings and bottle them up and keep them close to myself and forget that I have a support system
Yeah,
that I can rely on. Um, and it's not because that support system failed me. It is because I don't want to burden my support system. So I think it brings out, and I think a lot of people may not notice some of the small little nuances in the show, but um, I think that's also a reason why people connect a lot with a lot of the characters, like the character of Eddie. This season, people really connected with that character.
yeah,
Um, or the character of Steve, like that whole big brother, character. People have really connected with them. Like in Doctor Who, I really connected with River and Donna Noble. They're very, very spicy, opinionated, strong women, and that's kind of, I like to say sometimes that the characters I write or the characters I portray are the personalities that I want to be more like, that I'm striving to be more like. That I may not be them yet, but it's like what my goal of that strength, that inner strength, and the willingness to fight what I believe in.
oh yeah. I think I think it's like we connect to these different characters and we relate to them, and like you say, who you want to be, like you have that that person that like like take like things that they do into your life and be really informational by what they do, because um yeah, like if we didn't have like role models in life, um
Right?
I don't know what the world would be like.
Our heroes, role
Yeah,
models, heroes. I was really big into like the Aliens franchise, growing up, also in the 80s. But Ripley, another strong female lead character played by Sigourney Weaver,
yeah,
um, was one of my role models.
one of your role models.
So
Yeah,
yeah, growing up as a kid, um, that sort of thing.
yeah, yeah. It's been there's so many. Like I like to say David Tennant is mine because I love him, and um I like I'd say I've said this for a few times actually, but I did trigger quite a lot of people. Something I said before his announcement, um, because it was predicted to be on a football final over here in the UK, and I said only rumours I know, I don't want to know, and of course that rhymes with to what Doctor said. I don't want to go, and and
Oh
because
boy.
because I didn't want to know. I would have loved it. I know that you can't as to, but you possibly can, but not to know anything until it happens. Like the
Mm.
same with Stewie, not to know until it's there. It'll be nice. We Captain Jack coming back. We didn't know he's coming back. Until they kept it really good. I loved that. That more kind of stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I had no clue. I was completely surprised. I admit 100% surprised
Yeah.
by that that reveal. I was so happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was lovely, and to do more stuff like that. Yes, they've announced David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Keep it quiet for other reveals, maybe. Maybe they've
Mm,
announced two big people that people come back. Maybe keep the Ponds and Matt Smith quiet if they want to do that. Um,
that'd be nice.
which because I know lots of people want them to come back. But they Matt Smith and the Ponds, and they would. I think they've all admitted they would come together as a trio. Yeah, the only way they would want to. Um, but yeah, maybe keep a few things quiet. Um, they normally get off nearer to the time anyway to when episodes get aired normally. Like but yeah, I'm all for it for keeping things quiet.
I do enjoy the surprise,
Yeah.
but I also enjoy the intrigue.
Yes.
And kind of like the Doctor,
Yes.
that's kind of like one of the things I'm enjoying about Stranger Things right now is the intrigue, like the little clues, chasing the breadcrumbs.
Yes. Yes. But the other thing is when they announce the only thing I don't like about when they announce a doctor that people presume what is going to be what the doctor's going to be like when they haven't even seen him. Um,
I'm
yeah,
reserving judgment.
yeah. I don't judge until I've seen. Like, like,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, I didn't judge. Well, I haven't judged anyone until I've seen. I like all the doctors anyway. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in their own
Completely agree.
little ways. I may dislike maybe not like one of more than the other one. Maybe like for me, I like Matt Smith better than Peter Capaldi, and um, there are, I didn't get into Peter Capaldi as much as the other incarnations, and he was I liked that he was a very dark doctor in a way, at times. Um, I loved it when he when he did say to Clara, "Not your boyfriend." I think that was on the first episode.
I liked
Um,
that.
yeah, I like that, but at the same time, you can kind of notice it's different in performance within the series. Like his last series was
Mm-hmm.
lovely. Um, um, that he
He definitely grew,
he did, yeah.
and I think that's like one of the like in the beginning with him, I was like, ah,
Yeah,
but then he grew on me, and that's what they tend to do.
yeah, because
They tend to
yeah,
grow on me.
It was, and it was different. Like it took me about 2 series to go on him, but with David and Matt, just maybe an
I
episode.
was heartbroken with both of
But
theirs.
yeah, they were very
Cried like a
sad.
baby. And again, with like I said before, again with Matt Smith, at first I'm like, and
Yeah,
then by the end of it, I was a blubbering mess. I admit this. Red face, tears,
yeah.
sobbing. Did not want to see him go.
Would you like to see a regeneration out of the TARDIS for Jodie?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Would you like to see Jodie regenerate outside the TARDIS?
Huh. Kind of, because I think the TARDIS gets beat up a lot. I'm beginning to feel. All right. Hear me out here. The TARDIS is a sentient being, if you think about it. We know this. We've seen Idris.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like that every time that the Doctor regenerates, the TARDIS is giving birth. That's not fair.
It's not, is it? Like.
I mean, it's got to be painful for the TARDIS. We never asked the TARDIS if it wants to regenerate, if it wants to be blown up and crash. I mean, can't the Doctor be smart enough to land the TARDIS before? I mean, come on now.
Imagine that with say Jodie regenerates outside the TARDIS and the TARDIS stays the same for the next Doctor. That'd be interesting. But
I mean, I would for once like to see the TARDIS not have to change its wallpaper setting simply because the last Doctor blew it up.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was the same shape every time. Like
it would be nice if they stopped regenerating mid-air and stopped crash landing.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be smart enough by now. Oh, I'm regenerating. I should land.
Yeah. That is something that's really I do look forward to seeing with Shooty Doctor. I can't wait to see that one. I do like David Tennant's concept of shape of his TARDIS, and I do like Matt's interior. So in between them two, I'd kind of, I'm not saying colours, of course, but
I really enjoyed Tennant's interior, but I can't wait to see. I'm trying to keep myself spoiler free for the next Doctor because I want to be completely surprised. I don't want to see costuming. I don't want to see concept art for the TARDIS. I have been like, nope. I want to be completely surprised,
definitely,
and then make my judgment.
Yeah, we've got so much to look forward to, like within Doctor Who. But we've talked lots of different things. We talk about being like the Tardis Fam, like different communities, how accepting and raising awareness, autism too. So we've talked about a lot. And to finish up, Crystal, do you want to say your quote that you related?
Oh well, this actually might be people might probably be like, oh yeah, that makes sense for you, but it was Peter Pauli's quote of "Never be cruel, never be cowardly. Remember, hate is always foolish and love is always wise. Always try to be nice, but never fail to be kind."
Yeah,
that has always stuck with me. It's the principles of the Tardis Fam.
Yeah.
And that is what I hope that the world can aspire to be one day.
Definitely, and I hope so too, because it's not always kind. So sometimes we're not kind to ourselves as well. But
that is very true.
Yeah. But yeah, I did love that speech. It's one of his best ones. That one and the war one was his best, I think.
Yeah, the war one was really good too.
Really relatable.
That one just always just like hit me like right here, like yeah.
Yeah. And I've got to ask, do you like pears?
Do I like pears? Depends upon the pear and how fresh they are.
Okay. Yeah.
I won't give them to the doctor though.
Yeah. I thought after because he said that in that speech.
Yeah.
Never eat pears.
Never eat pears.
Maybe because they're squishy, you said.
Like I said, for me, it all depends on how fresh they are
Yeah.
and what kind.
Okay. Yeah. Because for some reason doctors don't like pears throughout different incarnations as well, which that can relate to autism too, because with food and liking the same food, and not liking the same
Hmm.
food, it's very relatable. So, doctor don't like pears. Be funny if Shooty Gatwood comes along and said, "I love him."
Right? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be funny. But yeah, it's been great speaking to you, Crystal. It's been lovely.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did too.